Good morning. It's kind of early this morning, and I'm up north at my friend's house, and it's a beautiful day. So I thought, good time for another post. Um, King at 1091. I'm gonna post on the subject you asked about, but not quite yet. There's one topic I think I should do first, and that is a lot of people ask me how I reacted when my kids told me that they were trans. Interestingly enough, both my kids are wonderful writers, so they found it easier to write a note and give it to me and then have a conversation, which is great. Gave them time to think it out, talk about how they really wanted to say things, so that was awesome. And when I read them, interestingly, for being as different as they are personality wise, sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. They wrote almost exactly the same letter. I think that is more due to it being fairly common to be the same type of nervous, if that makes any sense, when you're um, telling your family about um, your transition, and I think it makes sense that they're very similar letters. But they were written a few years apart. Neither had read the one that the other had written, so that was kind of interesting. Um, but both my kids said they were surprised that I really didn't react. And, and looking back on it, I would say that's true. I didn't really, I didn't really say anything other than make sure that they knew that I loved them and that wasn't going to change. And that was for a few reasons. One, because it's in that moment, that's all that they really needed to know. That didn't matter, would not change how I felt. It would not change um, who they were in my life. So, um, sorry, I focused on that. And I'm not really sure what they were expecting. Um, you know, I didn't, and to be honest with you, I really didn't know what to think or how to feel. So by default, I just said, okay. Clearly the fact that they wrote it down, because my kids talk to me about everything. So the fact that they wrote it down told me how nervous they were about it. So, um, I knew that what they needed from me was assurance that they had my support, they had my love, and they'd be fine. So, um, I'm sure it was weird that I didn't really have much more of a reaction than that. But it took me a while to, think about it and process it and think about what that meant. And that's not a quick thing. I mean, it took a long time because I didn't know enough about the process. I didn't know enough about kind of what was going on in their minds at that time to be able to um, talk about, you know, any kind of impact really. So I didn't, um, and I'm glad I did it that way because had I said anything, it probably would have been the wrong thing. Um, but honestly, didn't really even know what to say, other than that I loved him because, like I said, that was all really that mattered. So I'm not sure how helpful that is, but I guess the best thing I could say is that, well, I don't want to say that my mind went blank. It didn't go blank. I did kind of jump to worries about different things. I do want to talk about that in a separate video, though, because it's a big subject on its own, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Excuse me, sorry about my voice today. A lot of things going on in the world that cause the parent of a trans child to be worried. and that's I think I think with good cause, but in terms of initial reaction, that's kind of how it went, both times, and both told me later on that that's they were surprised that I really didn't have a reaction. So I don't know if that was good or bad. It just was. So anyway, I'm kind of getting to where I'm rambling. So I'll stop for now. Anyway, have a lovely morning or afternoon or evening. And until next time, be gracious, be kind, and be strong. Thanks.